But you mentioned something that I think is really important for Energy Pro, and that is, you mentioned pocket replacement. There's two different types of window replacement. There's a pocket replacement, and then there's a full frame replacement.
Right.
What are the differences and what are the advantages to each?
So the difference is in a pocket replacement, we're going to remove most of the moving parts, well, all of the moving parts. Every window is made to come apart in sections. And what we're going to do is we're going to strip the window down to its original buck frame. We call it a buck frame. If you think about a picture, the frame around it with the glass in the middle, the frame of the window is, we can demo and take all the way out and leave that original frame that was installed in the house at new construction.
Okay.
And then we can take the insert, a pocket insert, and we measure the window, the new window, custom make it to fit right in. The benefit of this is twofold. We don't have to tear up any trim on the inside. A lot of people in their new homes, especially have a newer home, 20 years old, and you got extensive moldings in the house, fluted columns. We don't have to touch any of that. We come in, we get to insert the window into the opening without touching any of that or disturbing any of that interior trim. So we're fast in and out. You don't know we were there. On the out, people are like, yeah, but on the outside, how do you prevent them from leaking, and how do we know that they're energy efficient? Well, I will start by saying that a pocket replacement begins when you're trying to make a decision. If your window is failing and it's leaking outside of the frame, then it's probably important to do a full frame new construction demo.
Okay.
If the builder or the home, if you don't have water around the window, that means that the original window was set and it's still sealed for air infiltration and water infiltration. We can go and set that new window. Then on the outside, we can add extra insulation. Window stops just like the original window, and then cap it from the outside. Now when we do a new construction, we're going back to the original frame size of the frame.
And that's the full frame?
Rough frame. This is a full frame or a new construction window. We can do it depending on the manufacturer. There's a couple different ways, but most people think of a new construction window with a nailing flange. Okay, well that's one of the options. So we go back out and we put the window in just like they did when they first installed it when the house was built.
Okay.
So that's the difference. But in that scenario, we're going to do, it's more expensive. We have a lot more work. We have to tear out all the trim from the inside, take everything back to rough framing, and then put everything back. So it's a more expensive process, it's a more timely process. The benefit, like I said, is
You're basically starting over.
You're starting over, but it's cost effectiveness. If you don't, like I said, I recommend a new construction window if you're having issues outside of that original window frame. If you see water in the corners, and we can go and see, rotten framework. Now with that being said, we can do pocket replacements, and sometimes you'll see the bottom of the actual buck frame of the original window. We can actually replace that where we're in there, check the original framing.
Okay.
You also have to look at it two ways too, is that when you do a new construction window with a nailing flange, the window sits further on the outside of the house.
Right.
Whereas your pocket replacements sit further inside the home.
Correct.
So when they fit inside the home or closer inside the home, we can get a better seal for air infiltration and water infiltration.
Okay.
We're not touching the flashing that's already working on the outside. We're setting the window closer inside the home. No, you can change if you're going with a true replacement window or a pocket replacement. If you're going, you have a double hung and you want to change it to a casement, you can change it to a casement. You can take two double hungs, and we can remove the two double hungs and put in a giant 2-light slider. So there's no limitations when it comes to replacement or pocket replacements. There's not. You can do the exact same thing you can with the new construction.
And so you bring up a great point, because personally, the window configurations that are out there, a slider window is the least efficient configuration. And that's because there has to be a drainage for water and the tracks of the window. So when that water drains out, when it's not raining, air comes back through that drainage system. So a good suggestion would be, instead of a slider window, probably have like a picture casement window or a twin casement window. There's a little bit more cost, but they're more energy efficient and actually better looking.